Good morning. Today's December 14th. Today's an 8 day. This message that I have is surrounded by the number 222, and I don't know how to tell this story. And isn't that interesting how people think that the tarot is just for divining and seeing the future and all the mystical woo-woo stuff. I'm looking at the eternal child and agape. I'm looking at the angel of love and Archangel Gabriel with the throat chakra. I'm looking at the journey card and yin yang. And the world. And I'm thinking about how when we start this journey of self-discovery, of spirituality, how we think that this shit is all woo-woo and it's not real, and a lot of people come into, or they leave the church because they start believing that it's all bullshit. Agape and the eternal child. I'm looking at a lot of shadow on my table. When we start this journey, we don't realize that having the capacity to love people is ultimately what the human experience is about. Love isn't conditional or transactional. Love is being able to swing the sword of truth softly, knowing that it's going to trigger people, but knowing also that those triggers are what leads to their healing. It's their medicine. Those triggers are the things that allow the inner child to survive. The trauma that people put on us when we were younger and we got stuck in those survival things. But here's the thing. We spiritually bypass. We think that this whole thing is a joke. We don't realize that those traumas are actually what shaped the way that we are. Going through this journey, we realize that we can only be our own judge and journey. We can only be that for ourselves. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. We can only traumatize ourselves based on the perspective that we had and carry at the time that the trauma happens. And then we go through this life, and at some point in our 40s, maybe for people it happens sooner, a lot of us it happens in our 40s, we start to realize that our parents are human. Our parents had their own traumas, their own shadows that they raised us from. They just bled it all over us. Real maturity is seeing the human underneath the mask of the parent. Getting our parents to drop their own mask. I have Clown and the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, but I also have Criminal reversed with Temperance. Temperance reminds me of the Yin and Yang card. We put ourselves into this spiritual prison and then hurt our own feelings. So the message that I have for you guys today is breathe with the world. You have arrived. But a journey is calling you again. Expand, rest, expand. Intuition is growing tenfold for the collective, so you need to share your truth kindly. You need to continue to heal the shadows and to own your spark. Take accountability for your actions. Flow forward. Just flow. Be water. No force is needed. We're building resilience through curiosity and building boundaries. We're owning our fire and dropping masks to feel real joy. When one part of your inner work is complete, share it on your next path. This is expansive energy. This is tenfold expansion happening, and it's shadowed by 222. 222 talks about balance, harmony, trusting the process. You're aligning with the people on your path. You're aligning with your path. Keep going. Today's an 8 day. This is about power, ambition, success, endless flow, mastering your world and building stability. I told you I have a lot of shadow on this table. So you need to be watching for control issues today. Be careful that you're not thinking that power is force or power is control. Feel your emotions, but don't let them steer your ship. And the first card out is Researcher. This card says Explorer of Truth, exploration generally, study, rigor, experiment. We start this journey and we begin to explore. We begin to see all the dark corners and the people that hide in those dark corners. We begin to inadvertently see the shadow of the world. The underground tunnels where children are taken and kept and experimented on. The oddities that seem like truth, like the hole in Antarctica that Admiral Byrd went into, aliens, and we start looking for the bad things and we find them. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. This card is clarified here by the King of Cups. Our ideas evolve with our knowledge. So, you know, these same cards may have come out for me a year ago to give as a message to the collective, and I may not have had the same message for you. Resilience and an inquisitive mind are required in this world. But this card, the King of Cups, says to become the water. Fear of rejection through exposure and vulnerability may be what is holding you back. Own your feelings and share them. Take accountability for how you feel and why you feel that way, and share them. Share them with people. Talk to people. You're adept at one particular way of sharing your feelings, and others appreciate your vision. You're offering healing to many without even realizing the impact of your feelings. Your research, your shadow work is your medicine for your community, is what these cards together are saying. Let's go to the next one. I have the card creator. Wait, was that? Hold on. The next card that I pulled was vendor. It says merchant, retailer, individual, entrepreneur. And it's clarified by the Five of Pentacles here. This is collective saying that they're disconnected from their environment. The shadow of ego may be cutting off our view on how we are connected to things. This is the feeling of not belonging to a desired community, and it's damaging to the self-image. It hurts our ego. I put videos out on YouTube. I get like 14, maybe 15 views on any particular video. I put videos out on TikTok, and I get, you know, like between 100 and 200 views sometimes, but I only get like maybe 5 likes. And in the beginning, I did feel like I didn't belong. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And I still feel like it's not, but I'm not doing this for anybody but myself. I love that my story can get out there and I can give medicine through my experience. Daryl Anka, and the channel Bashar, he says that the formula, following the formula, is the way that we can get through life. And the formula is simple. You follow your excitement until it's no longer exciting, and realize that all relationships are built through resonance, friction, and then repeating, expanding, and growing. Right now, my excitement is in doing these videos. I can't tell you how many times I watch my own videos before I actually feel comfortable sharing them. Because I always end up, oh, I didn't know that, and I needed to be reminded of that. Reach out and talk to people. Who cares who they are and who cares what they think, but talk to people. These barriers are only momentary perceptions. And before you get pissed off, do you even want to be part of that space anymore? So if you're getting pissed off or feeling left out, why? Do you even want to be there anymore? Make sure that there's reciprocity and that people respect your time and value your input. That's why I'm still here. That's why a lot of us are still here. Because there is some reciprocity. If I only reach one of you, then I've done my job for today. Which brings me to the next one, which is the card Employee. It says Worker, Service, and Consultation. And it is clarified by the Knight of Wands. It's 7 o'clock, by the way. Venture into the fire to understand its power. Try looking to see where you think power exists in the world, your world. Your world, because you're the creator of your world. If you don't want to see the bullshit about the children in the tunnels and the experimentation that's done on these cloned kids, yeah, I know all about that stuff too. If you don't want to see it anymore, quit looking for it. If all you want to see is love and light in the world, then that's what you need to be looking for. You need to be looking for the community of people that make your heart feel good. Your enthusiasm is your way of connecting. And if you're enthusiastic right now about all the bad things, then that's where you're going to connect. So we can't control what other people think of us. We can only control our actions and our reactions to how they feel about us. So, where does power exist in your world? When others have it, and when you don't have it. Hold, please. There are a lot of very powerful people in the world, but guess what? You create the world that you live in. This card says Weaver of Imagination, Creativity, Innovation, Invention, and Realization. And it's clarified by the Seven of Wands. It's time to explore shadows of any past trauma that may have left you feeling defensive even when there is no threat. I defend my personal space. This is you nurturing your inner child and providing them reassurance that they're safe. Why do you feel defensive? Why do you feel the need to defend the research? You may be feeling pressure to conform, even when you fight against conformity. Even when you fight against it, you're still defending it. You feel like if you don't defend it, then you're going to be abandoned. Or if you don't conform, you'll be abandoned. That's the Five of Pentacles. Healthy boundaries are critical because this is how we protect ourselves, but we have to watch how we do that. People with healthy boundaries are intimidating to other people because they look at your boundaries and subconsciously wish that they had done that for themselves. Agape, that unconditional, unbridled love that's still willing to cut at the deepest layer of the shadow because you love somebody. Telling my husband to pull his head out of his ass because he's not doing his job, he's not doing his part, makes him feel like I'm not standing in his corner, but I'm really his biggest supporter. At the bottom of the deck is the card Clown with the Three of Swords. I already told you that. Sorrow and grief can be very complex. This is us rejecting or numbing feelings of joy, our excitement. This is us taking on the pain of other people. The world is a stage and we're all performers. We have to drop our masks in order to be able to let the eternal child come out and play. And when we keep the masks on, when we feel like we're defending our truth by doing or saying certain things, and then our hearts get broken, we have done that to ourselves. Nobody is capable of hurting us. Nobody is capable of doing that. We are only capable of doing that to ourselves because of our perception, our perspective. This whole thing is a mind trick. 21, 22. I gotta go. I got 5 seconds left. Love you. Bye.